Ser'Darius, it's so nice to see you. We love American Underdog in my house. This is such a fantastic movie.
Thanks so much. Thank you for having me. I appreciate that. It was a great project to make.
Absolutely. And of course, now it's available everywhere. So let's jump right in by you just sharing what drew you to this project, why you wanted to tell the Warner story on the big screen.
I mean, I was offered the role back in October of 2020. I was on vacation. I was in Miami seeing my family, and Andy, Irwin, John sent me the script, and about halfway through the script, I was like sobbing, crying on the beach, and I was like, man, okay, nothing makes me cry. So it struck an emotional chord with me, and I knew immediately this is a story that obviously needed to be told and one that I wanted to be a part of. And I'm a fan of real life heroes, and this was a real life hero story. The way that they fought for love, the way that they fought for family, and the way that they fought for their goals really, really resonated with me. And it was a no-brainer. I knew that I needed to be a part of it.
Can you share which scene made you cry?
When Brenda's parents died in the tornado.
Mm.
That one really kind of ripped me apart. There was another scene that really hit me too, which is when, Kurt ran out of gas, and, they're in the snowstorm and he has to run and go get gas. That one struck a chord with me because when I moved to LA, oh, I just got chills. When I moved to LA, my car was sold to me fraudulently in New Jersey, and I drove across the country, and my car ended up being, long story short, ended up being repossessed. And I had about $35 in my bank account, no food, a sick mother at the time that I was taking care of, at 22 years old. And I had no idea what I was going to do. And I sat in this driveway as they loaded my car onto this flatbed, and I sobbed. And my mom walked out with, now rocking a cane, and she was trying to help me up. And I was almost cursing God in the moment. I was like, why are you doing this to me? Like, what did I do? And so seeing that scene also really resonated with me, and it was very sobering.
Oh, that's incredible. You have your own underdog story.
Oh God, yeah, it's about 15 years long, but yeah, I did.
Wow.
Sure.
That's just amazing. Now, this movie has gotten an incredible response from viewers. People are loving this movie. Can you share any of the stories that you've heard from people who have seen this movie and it's impacted their lives?
Honestly, it's mostly grown men contacting me and telling me like, that their allergies really got going during the movie and they don't know why. So, I've had a lot of people tell me that it's kind of brought their families together, and that they weren't expecting it, or they don't even normally like football movies, but they went to see it for me, and now it's one of their favorites. When can I buy it? Football fans who were like, I had no idea this was Kurt's story. Me, in the same kind of way. I've just always heard that, he started out, stocking shelves at a grocery store and then ended up getting NFL MVP or, Super Bowl MVP. And so the stories that I hear from people are all kind of very different. I have a lot of women that are like, I don't even like football. And I realize that this movie isn't about football. And that's probably one of my favorite things to hear, is that it's not about football. The movie is literally nothing about football. It's about faith. It's about family. It's about perseverance, and, holding on to the ones that you love.
That's right. That's right. How has your own faith journey impacted as you worked on this movie?
This kind of story is it's a faith strengthener, I guess I'll say. But more than that, the people that are, were responsible for making it, they strengthened my faith. They're the most humble, kind, genuine, passionate, like truly passionate about film and storytelling, and truly passionate, honestly, about like saving lives and earning lives. People that I've ever met, John Irwin, Andy Irwin, their entire families, Kurt and Brenda in real life, Zach Levi, Anna Paquin, the list goes on. Every single person, top to bottom, in that entire production, all the way down to the security guards that were guarding our set, and the caterers, are some of the kindest, most humble people I've ever gotten an opportunity to work with. And it kind of helps you put life in perspective. We're in a world right now that is hell-bent on being selfish. And here you have this group of people that are hell-bent on being selfless. And it was quite humbling and sobering.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Well, the film, it doesn't gloss over some of the hard moments in Kurt and Brenda's life, as you talked about earlier, the death of her parents, their financial trouble. So talk about the importance of honesty in storytelling, especially when we're telling stories like this.
I've been a part of a couple biopics over the last 12 years. And one of the films, I won't say which, but one of the films hurt me the most. That I was one of the characters who had gone through the most in the story. I was the character that went through the most in the entire story. And the studio decided to cut about 5 of the most hard-hitting scenes because they felt that it was going to make the audience too sad. And I said to myself in that moment, I said, it's the truth though. Someone endured this and made it out on top. I think that we should highlight that. And of course, it fell on deaf ears and it stayed out of the movie, and the movie didn't do well, as a result. I loved, Lionsgate and John and Andy's, perseverance to try to make sure that every aspect of the story was told as much as you can in a 2-hour span. Of course, their story is far more expansive than that, but they got to the meat of the story and the meat of the hardship and stuff, and then focused on the win, in the end, and the constant reminder that love is what was carrying them through this. Family was what was carrying them through this. Friendship is what was helping carry them through it. And so, it was a very, very easy sort of, you know, it was. I'm sure it was probably hard for Andy and them to get them to go ahead and tell the full truth of the pain of the story. But is a very easy story for people to follow and to see themselves in as well.
Absolutely. Now, American Underdog came out on digital earlier this month. Share your favorite behind the scenes story.
Um, Zach Levi's a great dancer, first of all,
Mhm.
which was funny. We got one of our scenes where I'm like teaching him how to line dance. Actually got cut. That was a really, really fun scene. Um, so I'd probably say that's probably one of the best things, that Zach's really a dancer, and he's a complete ham. So it's really, really fun and funny to interact with him, and Anna too. Anna's a ham. I literally had to stay away from them before we start rolling so that I could be serious and compose myself, because they keep me cracking up so much. But yeah, it was a really great time.
I love that. Now, looking down the road, 5, 10 years, 20 years, what is your hope for American Underdog for this story?
The hope for any story is that it will stand the test of time, and I think that a story like this always will. It's a story about about perseverance and people making it, despite the odds, beating the odds, and it's a story about overcomers. So hopefully people will still find enjoyment in it 20, 30, 50 years from now, when I'm long gone.